fourth night. When the fourth night came, and the moon once more cast her silver light upon the palace walls, Scheherazade bowed before the king and began. She said, "O King of Time, patience is the crown of the wise. You have heard how two old men redeemed two parts of the merchant's life. Now, hear of the third, the old man with the gray mule, and how his tale saved the last." She continued, "It is told, O King, that this old man was once a healer of great renown, a sage who knew the language of herbs, the quiet paths of the wind, and the hidden pulse of the heart. He dwelt in a green valley, surrounded by hills, where springs ran clear as glass, and wild thyme perfumed the air. Peace lived there, and gratitude was his daily prayer. His wife was gentle and fair, and together they tended the sick and fed the poor. Their home was humble, yet blessed with laughter and the scent of cedarwood fire. One evening, when the swallows wheeled low and the sun sank behind golden fields, a traveler appeared at their gate, a woman in a cloak of silver, her eyes bright as the rising moon. "Peace upon you," she said. "I am weary from the road. Grant me rest and water." The old man, faithful to the law of kindness, welcomed her warmly. He brought her food and milk, washed the dust from her feet, and himself led her gray mule to drink from the spring. But his wife, watching from the doorway, felt a stirring of unease. "Why does this stranger smile upon him so?" she whispered to her heart. And jealousy took root where love had grown. What she did not know, O King, was that the traveler was not of mortal kind. She was a jinniyya, one of the unseen, who roamed the earth seeking herbs that could heal her people. At dawn, she revealed her nature, saying, "You have shown me mercy, and I am bound to reward it. Ask what you wish." The healer bowed low and said, "I ask only that peace remain within my house." The jinniyya smiled. "Then peace shall dwell here until envy casts its shadow," she said, and vanished like morning mist. But envy, O King, is the worm in the fruit of joy. The wife's heart grew troubled. She brooded in silence. Each glance her husband gave the empty road seemed to her a secret longing, and her thoughts turned bitter as unripe olives. One night, when the moon was full and silver upon the garden, she slipped from her bed and went out alone. The air was cool. The herbs whispered in the wind. Lifting her hands, she cried, "Spirit of silver, come forth." The air trembled, and the jinniyya appeared in a glow soft as moon foam. "Why do you summon me, daughter of Adam?" The wife's voice quivered with anger. "You have bewitched my husband and stolen his heart." The jinniyya's eyes filled with sorrow. "Your tongue speaks envy, not truth," she said. "Beware what you wish, for words are mirrors of the soul." But the woman shouted, "I wish you gone forever, and his love mine alone." The spirit sighed. "Then let your jealousy be your chain." A flash of silver split the sky. Thunder rolled through the valley. When the light faded, the wife was gone, and in her place stood a gray mule, trembling among the herbs, her eyes wet with human tears. At that hour, the healer returned. Seeing what had befallen, he fell to his knees and cried, "O Spirit of mercy, forgive her folly. She was blinded by fear, not malice." The jinniyya appeared once more and said, "Because your heart pleads for her, she shall not perish. She will live 10 years in this form to learn humility and patience. Guard her well, and when her trial ends, seek me again. If your heart still remembers forgiveness." Then she vanished into the wind, leaving the garden silent under the moon. So the sage obeyed. He cared for the mule as for his own soul, leading her to pasture at dawn and sheltering her by night. When people mocked him, saying, "The wise man has lost his wits. He keeps a beast and calls it wife," he only smiled and answered, "Love is not broken by form. The soul beneath remains. Seasons turned like beads upon a string. He grew old and thin, yet peace never left his face." 10 years passed. One evening, as the valley glowed beneath the setting sun, a cool wind rose and shimmered with light. The jinniyya appeared, radiant as dawn. "Do you still forgive her?" she asked. The sage bowed his head. "Yes," he said, "but mercy belongs to God alone." The spirit smiled. "Your heart is pure. Her trial nears its end. Before her release, your compassion must save another. Tomorrow you shall meet a man in peril beneath a tree in the desert. Help him, and her redemption will be complete." And with that, she vanished like mist in the sun. When the old man finished his tale, the demon's burning eyes dimmed, and the earth itself seemed to sigh. At last, the spirit bowed his fiery head and said, "Your story speaks of mercy. The heart that forgives softens even the fire of wrath. By your word, the man is free, his life restored in full." Smoke curled upward and vanished into the sky. The gray mule brayed softly, and the healer bowed his head in gratitude. The 3 old men went their way, one with a gazelle, one with 2 black dogs, and one with a gray mule, each bearing the mark of mercy upon his heart. She paused, her eyes bright beneath the fading lamps. "But this, O king, was not the end of wonders. For beyond that desert, by the edge of another sea, fate had written a new tale of a fisherman, a jar of brass, and a spirit older than the world." King Shahryar leaned forward, his voice low with awe. "Then speak of it tomorrow," he said, "for I would hear how fate tangled the nets of men and jinn." Thus ended the 4th night.